Hello, this is the handwriting analysis for the kidnapping ransom note. So first we're going to look at the ransom note. As you can see, there are many fancy curls and loops and stuff, so the Y has a very distinct and very unique hitch up and around. A lot of the I's are dotted with an open circle, and the K's, a lot of them are actually capitalized throughout the ransom note, and the G's have the same kind of tail as the Y. The lettering in particular is very big, and it's a little messy. It's not very uniform, and there's no cursive, and the T's and the I's, as you can see, are sometimes low, sometimes in the middle, and the T's are always crossed in the middle. So let's look at the first exemplar. As you can see, it has the same hitch in the Y and in the Y and the G, the same as the ransom note, and the K's have the same style, borderline capital, throughout the note. It's hard to see in the pictures, but the I's do have open circles, and if you compare this wording, secure before, to the wording of the ransom note, you can see the same style. It's almost exactly the same. So like the style of the R connecting into the E and the F, how there's a connection between the bottom and the middle and it goes into the E. So if you can look back at the one, see how the F still connects to the E and the R is connecting to the E. They have almost exactly the same style. So if we compare that to number 2, so this side is number 2. As you can see, the lettering is a lot smaller and it's very, very uniform. The only fancy curls, as you would say, are the Y's, and there's no hitch in them. They are completely just a huge loop. Now the wording, the space between words for number 2 is very different. It's almost a millimeter larger than the ransom note on average, and there are cursive letters sometimes. In this, particularly the S in middle of the words, T, F, and the E in the middle of the words. So next is number 3. As you can see, it does have that kind of loopiness as the same, but the fancy curls are the giant loops. There's no hitch or anything. Now, the millimeters between the words on this are 2 millimeters on average larger than that of the ransom note, and the T's are always crossed low, except for exceptions in the middle of the words where there's other letters blocking. Yeah. So next we can look at 4. This side is 4. As you can see, it's pretty uniform again. The size is better than number 2, but it's still not the same. There are misspellings, lots of different spellings than the ransom note. There's around 4 words that are differently spelled. For example, kidnap, and there's also a space right here, which was confusing. The K's are capitalized like the ransom note, but the K's are of a different style, and the Y's, there was the hitch in the ransom note, but in these, it's literally just 2 straight lines. There's also more capital letters on average in this one than the ransom note. So, and number 5, the spacing between the words is almost double that of the ransom note, and there's only one fancy curl, as you would say, and it's the G, and there's a very tight loop at the bottom, and the T's are low in the middle, so they're more low than the ransom note. They're very different, and then they are usually connected between the capital letters and the lowercase letters. Like in the edge of this picture, you can see the F is connecting to the O, which you don't see a lot of the times in the ransom note. And also, on average, per sentence, there's 2 capital letters in this one compared to just one in the ransom note. So we concluded that handwriting matches the ransom note in exemplar 1 due to the same style. They have almost exactly the same word spacing. Dotting their I's and T's is the same. There is no cursive throughout both of them. The size of the letters is similar, and they both have inconsistent line spacing, like with the margins. And it's very good evidence for conviction because it's obviously written by the same person, because there's so many similar aspects and stuff that's the exact same. And if it's not enough for conviction, it's enough to warrant a thorough investigation into the suspect.